Hey folks, this is Matt once again. Finally getting around because am feeling better to Robocop 2. This was a Blu-ray that was sent to me a long time ago by a very nice guy on here. And of course, y'all probably already know that Frank Miller had come up with a story idea, not only for this one, but then later on Robocop 3. And he had such a bad time, apparently, that he said fuck Hollywood until Robert Rodriguez got him back for Sin City. That Paul Verhoeven apparently wanted to do a Robocop 2, but he, had other stuff he wanted to do first. That there were some scenes shot, like Robocop visiting his own grave and some other stuff, but it got cut out. Which is too bad the deleted scenes are not on it. This is a bare bones. Well, this has the two trailers, trailer 1, trailer 2, and it is in widescreen. Apparently, there's a laser disc that has a making of from back in the day. Okay, I'm gonna say this right here. I just got done watching this. Why the fuck does this film get so much hate? Why the fuck do I keep hearing that Robocop 3 is better than this, or the Robocop remake is better than this? You have your opinion, that's fine. I'm not here to change opinions. I wouldn't be able to anyway. I don't get that though. I got done watching this. I'm like, okay, is it as good as the first film? No. Is it a worthy sequel? Yes. Is it an entertaining action film? Yes. Is it an R-rated blast? Yes. Is this the kind of film that I wish would come out at the summer nowadays? Fuck yes. I'll be honest, I watched Robocop 3 before I saw this. And I reviewed it and ranted on it. And, because I hate Robocop 3. I still, and it's like, oh, Robocop 3 is a better popcorn movie. Really? Better than this? Robocop versus Robocane, this monstrous robot that's addicted to drugs, has massive machine guns, annihilating people, blowing up, killing cops, blowing up cop cars, vans, ambulances, fuck up news people. This big battle between Robocop and Robocane, and somehow Robocop 3, which has 5 seconds of a fucking jetpack, yes, that's as long as it is. He flies over in 5 seconds. Then he's on here, he shoots one missile into one fucking vehicle. He's up here, there's a couple bad guys here, he shoots, these guys flop down because it's PG-13, and he flies off. The whole scene takes less than a minute. Tops. That's not exaggeration. You could time it on a fucking watch. And then Robocop gets his ass kicked by robot ninjas. Robot fucking ninjas in Robocop 3. He gets his ass kicked, and a fucking 9-year-old girl, what the fuck age she is, has to do some hacker shit to stop ninja robots from kicking Robocop's ass, because he cannot do it himself. But in this one, he gets on the back of a monstrous drug-addicted robot, rips his fucking brain out, smashes it into the ground, into a pulp. Rips his fucking brain out, smashes it to a pulp, but somehow this is a shitty movie. For some reason. The Robocop remake, what did he do? Not much of shit. Drama that was not worth a shit. Because Joe Kinnaman was not worth a shit. The script was not worth a shit. The characters were not worth a shit. Nothing was worth a shit. The action scenes. What? The one with "If I Only Had a Heart"? Or the one with the fucking rock song with yodeling? Oh, if it's into on ice. Yeah, and shitty CGI. All he does, he gets on top. He gets in the middle. He gets on top. He gets his arm fucked up. He runs away. Gets his ass kicked. Then Billy Bob Thornton Freddy comes out, ready to kill Robocop, and the black partner has to kill him in shitty PG-13 fashion. The stuff with the Ed 209s takes less than 2 minutes tops. And that's a $130 million budget, and that's okay. But this film has a shitload more, but oh, this is bullshit. I really want to hear that comparison. I really want to hear the explanation as to why Robocop 3 and or the remake is better than this. The remake's better. The Robocop 3 is better. I want to hear the explanation. I want to hear an actual explanation about this. Because this is a defending Robocop 2 video. Maybe that's what Robocop 2 review. Defending this underrated sequel. Because I think it's fucking underrated. Does it have as much human heart as the original? No. Is the score lackluster compared to the original? Yes. Well, would have made it perfect if they got Basil Polidorus. Take the score from Robocop 3 and put it in this movie. I remember one time, a long time ago, on YouTube, they had the fight with Robocop with Robocane with Basil Polidorus' score mixed in. But it's nowhere on YouTube now, which is sad. But that's really my only problem with the film. But the score is not the shittiest score I've heard either. You want to hear a really shitty score? The Robocop remake is a really shitty score. I would take this score over half the scores or the majority of the musical scores coming out in movies today. Because I can't remember a fucking thing from them scores. The majority of them. Especially summer blockbuster movies. I can't remember most of the scores. I can't remember the score to Amazing Spider-Man. I can't remember the score to fucking R.I.P.D. or fucking Lone Ranger or fucking... or Riddick. But I don't mind the theme, the main... But yeah, I would prefer Basil Polidorus. But that's the only thing. To be honest, yes. Peter Weller comes back. He does a great job as Robocop. Just like he did. And it made sense because in the first film, he did a great job with that character. And we have that continuity that okay, it's Peter Weller coming back. And we watch this again. He doesn't lose as much as his humanity as I thought. He really doesn't. Because you still have people calling him Murphy. He still is acting a little bit more like a cop. He's still saying, no, I am human. Or he's trying to get that thought across. And not even a guilty pleasure. This is going to be a long-ass review. I just don't understand the hate that this film gets. If you say it's not as good as the original, okay, I can understand that. But to me, if one's 5 stars, this would be 4.5 stars. It's like Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2, do I think it's as good as the original? No, but it's only like a teeny couple things. But that's like 4.5 stars of 5, while Die Hard is 5 out of 5. Die Hard 2 is still a badass, kick-ass sequel. Die Hard 2 still has a good, solid villain, and well-done action scenes, and Bruce Willis doing a bang-up job. Still, Die Hard 2, with some people's shit on that as well, which I don't get. Die Hard 2 is still a solid, fucking good-ass sequel. Damn good sequel. Same with this. This is still a solid, damn good sequel. This is what I would want in a sequel to Robocop. It still keeps its R rating, which beats the shit out of the Robocop's cocks that come out, like 3 in the remake. This still has its balls, which Robocop 3 in the remake did not have. This still has Peter Weller, which Robocop 3 in the remake did not have. This still has stellar action scenes. What action scenes in the remake are stellar? Nothing. Because there are barely any action scenes. Oh yeah, one that takes inspiration from Uwe Boll's Alone in the Dark. Great job, remake. You stole from Uwe Boll's Alone in the Dark, which you have a fucking action sequence in completely in the dark. Oh, maybe I see a muzzle flare. Are you that cheap? Shit, we can't afford it. So make everything dark and maybe you see some muzzle flares. And maybe shake the camera a little bit. Ooh, that's exciting. No, what's exciting is Robocop on a fucking van that's being driven by the bad guy, Tom Noonan. And Robocop, the van crashing through buildings and it's scratching Robocop against the wall and scraping against him. He's still holding on. He gets off. He gets on a motorcycle that looks like a Harley. Drives right into the van, straight through the fucking windshield, fucking up the bad guy. That's a badass scene. People say, oh, it doesn't have the satire. If you don't think this has the satire, any satire, I rarely say this, but I think you're wrong. I do think you're wrong. You did not pay attention. Or you just didn't like it, which, hey, that's your opinion. Or you didn't fucking care, which that's your opinion. But to say this has zero satire is just, that is plain wrong. It still has the fun commercials. It starts off with a fun commercial. You have John Glover, who is in Gremlins 2 and a lot of this stuff. You have this commercial from Mandeville, where a guy tries to steal his car, he gets electrocuted, and he falls off, and John Glover saying stuff like, "It won't even run down your battery." You have fun commercials like that. You have Tom Noonan, who I think he does a solid job as the bad guy. And he's different. He's not a carbon copy of Clarence Boddicker. He's his own thing. He's a guy who runs this drug called Nuke. That's like this at this point the most addictive narcotic in history. And this guy is also like a cult leader type. He's got like a piercing on his nose, and he's a creepy guy. His lair, he has like uh, pictures of Elvis and shit. I mean, this guy, you're not really sure about him, and likes to talk about God once in a while, and he's like a cult leader type. There's a scene where he tells someone to this dirty cow that was working for him, named Duffy, tells him, and there's really a sadistic scene, makes his one of his men kill his dirty cop by cutting him down the middle. And this girl says, "But you said you were going to scare him," and that's it. And what does this guy Kane Tom Noonan say? He looks scared, doesn't he? That's a psycho. And I mean, Tom Noonan does a good job. Hell, a lot better than any bad guy. Oh yeah, the Robot Ninjas and Rip Torn and Evil Steve Martin in Robocop 3. Or Michael Keaton taking a paycheck and the remake. That's the only bad guy you have in the remake. Billy Bob Freddy, who's barely in the film. Billy Bob Freddy Krueger. Or Michael Keaton taking a paycheck. This is the Valium guy. Blink and you miss it. Here you got a cult leader, distributor of this drug called Nuke. And hey, introduce our hero right off the bat. Great intro. These bad guys fuck up this owner of this gun shop. They kill him, and the cop cars come in. They blow it up, and Robocop comes out, and this flaming car comes out. Think it over, creep. Shoots them. Practical blood squibs. Still got the bloody squibs. I mean, yes, that's what I want in a sequel. Robocop, right out of the gate, in the first at least 5 minutes, coming up in a badass introduction, reintroduction, fuck up bad guys, bloody squibs. Yeah, that's what I want in a sequel. God forgive me for that. And it did it right. And director Irvin Kershner, same guy who gave us The Empire Strikes Back, I think he did a very solid job, as did Phil Tippett, special effects guys. I think they did a great job. I'm fine with the suit. I have no problem with the suit. It's a little bit bluish, but I have no problem with it. I've never had a problem with it at all. You know what I have a problem with? Tactical black. Because, black means tactical. If you're black, you're tactical. So black people, I guess, are tactical. So I guess Wesley Snipes, he's a tactical guy. That's a way to describe Wesley Snipes. He's tactical. Michael Jai White's tactical. When you go up to Michael Jai White, hey, you're tactical. Why? Because you're black. That's what the fucking remake does. But it's so much better than this for some reason, which I will never fucking get. Right off the bat already, I got a funny commercial, Man to Vault. I got Robocop reintroduction, killing bad guys, bloody squibs. They get over creep. Goes to this place where they're making some nuke, the drug, punches through a door to knock a bad guy out, uh, killing more bad guys, more bloody squibs. Nancy Allen comes back, and she's in it about as much as the first film, but I would say she kicks more ass. Because there's some people behind the door. She blocks one because the bad guy tries to shoot her and shoots the bad guy. She gets to do stuff. It's not like she's just there for nothing. Uh, this bad guy threatens this baby, and Robocop does a trick shot, but it's a cool trick shot because he's like, okay. Is able to use his targeting to bounce the bullet off the wall. What's the best spot? What's the best spot to shoot it? So it'll bounce off and hit the guy right in the fucking head and save the baby. Very nice. Very cool. That's a trick shot that works. And then you get the idea that he's been visiting his family. He's found his family, his wife and kid, and he watches them outside the house. And this scene I like. I like this scene. I know people say, well, they could have done more, but I don't know what more you could do. Because you did a lot with the original film. You did a lot with the original film. I don't know what you could do more with it. But part of me, I think I'm okay with it because it gave us a very entertaining, fun, in my opinion, fast-paced action movie. Because the flip side is the remake. We did a lot of drama, which is badly done, badly directed, badly written. So I'd rather take a fun, action-packed, entertaining blockbuster instead of the Robocop remake, which its action scenes are limited and forgettable. And then it tries long distances of drama, and it fails. That's the thing. If it worked, fine, but it failed. Joe Kinnaman failed, and the writing failed. I'm gonna keep fucking comparing it because, it's so much better than this somehow. And this film didn't do that well when it came out. It didn't do that well. And from what I understand, Peter Weller and Nancy Allen are not fans of the film. Because I guess there was some stuff that was shot that was cut out. Which sucks. But they weren't fans. So that's why you'll never see a special edition of this. Because what? If Peter Weller doesn't care for it, Nancy Allen doesn't care for it, Irvin Kershner, the director, is dead, who the fuck are you going to talk to? There's no one left. And you know what? I'd be proud of this film. Because it's a fun action film. It's its own animal. It's not a carbon copy of the first film. It's not a sequel. It's a sequel that did its own thing. It's like Predator 2. Yeah, Predator 2, I think, is... If I had to pick, I'd put Predator 2 over this. But Predator 2 is another film that did its own thing. But anyway, I'm getting to... he's visiting his family, and then he's back at OCP. And people are like, well, people still call him Murphy. Nancy Allen's character calls him Murphy. There's other cops say, hey, Murph. And he responds to it. And when he's talking to the bad guy, he's talking like a cop would. So it's not like he got rid of his humanity. That's one that I think when you see the Robocop 3 rant, which I recorded before I saw this again, I mentioned a little bit of that, but rewatch it, they don't take away his humanity. I thought, oh, well, he goes back to being Robocop again. Not really. Not as much as I remembered. Even and this scene really says it as well, where these guys are saying, what you think you can give your wife happiness? You think you can give your wife love? And she's been through therapists and hypnotists, and she's just getting gotten over Murphy's death, and now this thing that you're doing is ripping her to pieces. And you tell Peter Weller's face. This is why Peter Weller is a 10 times better actor than Joel Kinnaman. Just right from his face, he just tells the whole story. So, and when this dickhead asks, "What do you think you'd give her love? You think you'd give her life?" And he goes, "No." And when he looks down and he says that sad no, I already did it. I don't need 50 fucking dialogue paragraphs. I got it. I got what it is. I got what he's doing. I got it. And then invites the wife in, and this girl, his wife has gone through therapists, has gone through hypnotists, that's ripping her to pieces. He needs to let her go. See, that's how you do it right, Robocop remake. Yeah, okay, this girl has been in trouble. You let us know with info. Yeah, she's been through therapists. It is ripping her pieces. And he goes, "Your husband is dead. They made this to honor him. I do not know you." Turns his back on her. But then he's looking out the window and seeing her sad. See, if this film had no humanity, it would not have that at all in the film. It would completely cut that scene out. It would not have anything to do with the wife. If this film had zero humanity, like some people make it out to be, that entire stuff would not be in the film. They would not even have even mentioned the wife. They would not have even mentioned anything about it. And the fact that they did, props to it. Props to it. And he has to let her go. I thought, okay, I could deal with that. With that much, I could deal with it. Because I got a lot from the original. And then they touched on it again. And I'm sure if this became a part 3 with Peter Weller, with Paul Verhoeven and such, instead of Orion being up shit creek and them rushing and them doing this and that, rushing in production after Robocop 2, and if they took time and stuff, then maybe they could have done more in a part 3. And part 3 is shitty on all levels. This one at least is a fun, entertaining action film. Another commercial, which is probably the darkest commercial in the history, where it's this guy, this poor sap saying, "I lost the account." And he shoots himself, and then you have a picture of his baby, and there's like OCP communications, the only choice. This is like the darkest commercial ever. So, um, like Jesus. And then we have the OCP Corporation. And I know if some people go, "Well, why is Robocop still working for OCP?" He's a cop, not a vigilante. He still works for OCP, just like he's a cop, just like that's like asking how come the other cops aren't still working for OCP? Because they're cops. Just like in the first film where, Chris Barker goes, "You're a cop," and he goes, "Yes, I am a cop. Uphold the law." And plus, he's got to go back to get fixed somewhere. And the old man being a little bit more villainous didn't bother me because we didn't know much about the old man in the first film anyway. We just knew he was the head of this corporation. And so to me, it wasn't out of character because we didn't know much about him in the first film anyway. It's not like, I mean, again, we didn't. So I didn't think it was that out of character. And they want to make a Robocop 2, another, Robocop. Because they want to make their new city of Detroit, like they talked about in the first film, this new Detroit, and they want, to buy up places and make their own, clean cut city. And corporation, pretty much. Be a monopoly, that sort of thing. And again, people say that, oh, there's nothing funny, nothing witty. This entire scene here with the Robocop 2s, where they're showing demonstrations to the old man uh, about Daniel Hurley unveiling the Robocop 2s, and one comes out and stop or I'll shoot, and shoots the technician, stop or I'll shoot, and it shoots himself right in the head. And then this other one comes out, pulls his helmet off, and when it pulls his helmet, there's a fucking skull with like chunks of flesh on it. And go, ah! It just fucking falls down dead, and they go, $90 million they spent on this. That's funny. I mean, the Robocop 2 that shoots one and shoots himself in the head, stop, oh shoot. Because they all go fucking crazy and mad. You know, Alex Murphy was the exception. And then you got this crazy bitch who tries to get in Dan Hurley's pants because she wants in on the project and says, well, there's other candidates you need to look into, which gets into the finale. And people go, oh, well, that's stupid. If you think that's stupid, then you gotta complain about every single experiment gone awry movie. Every single one. Because it's all, wait a minute, that's stupid. Every experiment gone awry movie. Species, every movie, you would have to do the same thing then. If you go, well, that's stupid, why'd she do that? Because it's a crazy bitch, or they're dumb bitch, or it's a crazy scientist, or they're dumb scientists. Again, if you complain about that, you have to complain about every single experiment gone awry movie in the history of movies. Way back to the original Frankenstein. Robocop is trying to find more about this Nuke and this Kane character. Goes this arcade. You have this bad kid, which people complain about this kid. Oh, the kid is too violent. It's too violent. Yeah, because Robocop was a fucking kid's film where Ed 209 made someone into hamburger. And a guy who's melting exploded because he got hit by a van. But it's too violent. If I shove my cod down your throat, would that be too violent? Violent face fuck. Shit pisses me off. Oh, it's too violent. Yeah, you know what that's called? It's called an R rating. R for R. R. Not PG. That's an R. 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 Oh, well, kids should be cussing and killing. Sad to say, that's more realistic than the fucking kid in Robocop 3. Oh, I'm a hacker and I'm gonna make Ed 209 loyal as a puppy. Let me scratch my balls and sniff it. Because that's fucking stupid, unfunny, uninteresting, sad. Just sad. Here, the kid does a good job acting. He's not annoying. He is a bad guy. He's a villain. He'll shoot you. He'll cuss. He'll tries to strangle Nancy Allen's character. And kid does a good job acting. Does a good job acting. He's not annoying. He's not irritating. The girl in Robocop 3 is irritating. The other child actor's irritating. He does fine. There's nothing bad with the kid, acting wise. He does fine. Oh, you don't think kids are capable of that? Have you ever been on YouTube? Yeah, because kids have never done anything bad, especially in today's age. You know, schools. Hate to bring that up, but that's true. Schools. What was it? Child's Play 3 or something? Where one kid killed another kid, pretended to be Chucky or whatever. Was that around Child's Play 3 or 2? I think 3. I don't know what the fuck the big deal was. Yeah, it's a kid cussing, killing people. A villain. Is he the main villain? No. Tom Noonan is. Are there other villains? Yes, there's Tom Noonan's Dane. Just how it happens, one of the Dane is the kid. And the kid does a decent, not even, he does a good job acting. So I don't know what the fuck the big deal is. And during that, you find this dirty cop named Duffy, which Robocop tries to talk and smashes his head into an arcade machine. Gets the info for Kane's hideout. Gets there, but unfortunately, Robocop gets fucked up. And gets fucked up, left for parts in front of the police station. And that's when Kane gets the dirty cop Duffy and they slice him down the middle. And it's like, you said you were only going to steer him. Doesn't he look scared? Which at the end really shows you how fucking batshit crazy Tom Noonan is. And Tom Noonan does a good job as the villain. You know, he's a cult leader type and he's crazy. And it's not a carbon copy of the villains in the original. So far, what is so bad about this movie? Well, maybe it's this next part, because this council, pretty much, they put all these shitty directives to rebuild Robocop and make him... because the evil bitch, scientist bitch, whatever, wants to make Robocop look like a fool so that they could go with Robocop 2. Or get him out of the way and such. So you have this council going, okay, we're going to rebuild him. What do you guys have to say? And one goes, well, we're getting some heat from parents groups. And one goes, well, what are we teaching them? You know, that we can solve it with violence? And then one goes, well, he talked things out instead of firing that big gun. And then another douchebag goes, well, what about environmental issues? Can he deal with environmental issues? They put all these directives, like hundreds of them, and they fuck them up. And I know someone will go, well, why would they do that? This is what I'm talking about, the satire. People say there's no satire. This complete entire sequence is right there in your face. It's like, how many fingers do I have? 4 fingers. This is making fun of what would become Robocop 3 and the remake. Oh, it's too violent. You need to cut it down. You need to deal with issues. You need to deal with this. You need to deal with that. And that's what they did. That's how stupid it is. Like, oh, Robocop is too violent. We gotta make it a kids' cartoon. Or Toxic Avengers making that into a cartoon. Or Rambo, make that into a cartoon. And people go, oh, well, why would they do this? Okay, when people kill people, why do they say video games are to blame? Why do they say, oh, well, we need to worry about stuff in the movies, like the MPAA. We need to worry about that net crack is too strong. That's affecting our children. Think of the children. It's an R-rated movie. That's what people go. That's why we think that's foolish. It's stupid. Exactly what these people are doing. It's foolish and it's stupid. And you see the result of how foolish and stupid it looks. When Robocop gets out and he's talking about, bad language, shame on you, or it's fucking him up that he's telling rights to a dead guy, or someone smoking and he shoots right around him and goes, thank you for not smoking. That's what I mean. It's like, it's an R-rated film. This is a film, what kind it is. You can't force shit into that or it looks foolish and stupid. Like Robocop 3. When they make it a PG-13 kids film, it's foolish and it's stupid. When you make Rambo about a Vietnam vet that goes crazy and you turn it into a cartoon for Saturday morning, which they did, it's stupid. Look how foolish that is. When you take something and you make it what it's not, it's stupid and it's foolish. Robocop is a cop to uphold the law, going up against bad guys, shooting them, bloody squibs. That's what he is. When you don't make him that, and about all these issues, or think about the kids, the parents groups are coming down. That's how stupid it is. It's okay, Ninja Turtles. Oh, they're using weapons. No shit, they're called ninjas. Ninjas. That's what I'm talking about. Well, are these people really that stupid? Yes, because people in real life are that stupid. They're the same people that say, oh, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie there, it's too violent. It's a PG movie, but it's too violent. They're using weapons. They're called ninjas. Well, can we, and I like Ninja Turtles too, but what happened? You made them, a lot of people don't like that movie because it's too silly. And they don't use the weapons and stuff. Even though that one I like Ninja Turtles too. But you say that's the exception for me or whatever. But this whole thing about making them, like you have these little leaders that are stealing shit from electronic store. And this one kid goes, shit, he's fucked up. Exactly, he's fucked up. Because of this stupid bullshit that you're forcing. They literally do force it into them. They force all these directives into them. Forcing something that's not right into Robocop. Like Robocop 3. Like forcing a PG-13 in the Robocop remake. Is that the only thing wrong with that movie? No. But forcing the shit into Robocop doesn't work. It's not just like this literally forces us into Robocop doesn't work. Or people go, you're looking too much into it. I'm not looking too much into it. It's right there in my face. How many fingers is that? 2. That's how a soda can. It's right in your face. Satire. It's like these people who complain that it's too violent. Or these people who complain. That's what they're doing. Robocop is too violent. That's what these people were saying, this council. Robocop's too violent. Can we tone him down? And then what happened? Robocop 2 came out. It's too violent. And it's too this, and you have a kid, and you have this stuff. You are complaining. This movie has you in it. You who are complaining about this, you're in the movie on the council. Did you not get that? They're saying it's too violent. You're saying it's too violent. You're saying Robocop needs to be PG-13, so they made Robocop 3. You're saying it. You're in the fucking movie, and you look like a dipshit douchebag. I'm not saying that's the only reason people don't like Robocop 2, but I don't get those reasons either. But the no satire, it's right there in front of me. So I don't get it. And there's a point that Robocop even says, fuck it. And that's why he electrocutes himself. And he gets rid of all the directives. Which makes no sense because in Robocop 3, because the 3 directors are back. And the 4th one, the hidden one. Which, again, Robocop 3 is a shitty movie on top to level. Top to bottom and in and out. But he electrocutes it to get all that bullshit out of it. And what's the first thing you do? He gets the cops together. He has a problem with Kane. Goes to Kane's hideout. And he kicks some fucking ass. He shoots a sniper right through his fucking eyeball. But somehow this is a bad movie. Robocop shoots a sniper right through his fucking rifle. Right into the sniper's eye. Dead shot. But somehow this is a bad movie. Somehow this movie sucks. This has satire. It has fun commercials. It has Peter Weller and Nancy Allen Bat. They do a good job. You have a solid villain, Tom Noonan. You have bullet squibs and action. Robocop kicking ass. And that I'm not even getting to the third act with the Robocop 2, aka Robocane. And he kicks some ass, and Kane is trying to escape, and that's what I'm talking about before. He gets on the van, and the van goes through buildings, scraping against the walls, and Robocop's being scraped, and he's hanging on. He gets off. He gets a motorcycle that's like a Harley Davidson, plays chicken with Kane, flies through the fucking windshield, and fucks up Kane. And then the evil bitch is like, this guy's addicted to drugs. We can use that. His addiction. We can use his addiction. Which sad to say, that happens a lot. When people are addicted to something, they get used. That happens. And people go, well, that's stupid. Again, if you don't complain about that, then you have to complain about every science gone awry movie. From Species to Frankenstein to every single one. You'd have to complain about every single one of them. Because they do the same thing. And then you have this brain. This is why in the Robocop remake, when people go, oh my god, that scene's so horrible, where you just see his head and you just see this fucking hand that just sits there, almost in thin air. And the Robocop remake, oh my god, that's so bad. I'm like, what's the big deal? First off, it's CG. Second off, did you ever see Robocop 2? Did you ever see the scene where they cut into Kane's head? Take his fucking skull out or off? They take his head off? His scalp off? Like they take the top part of his skull off. And you see it, bloody and red. And they put him in a fucking glass jar where it's just his brain, his eyes, and his spine. Right there. His eyes, his brain, his spine. Right there in water and like this like jar. But somehow the stuff in Robocop remake, oh, the Robocop remake. Like, did you not see Robocop 2? It did it first, and it did it better, and it did it gorier, and just like the entire film. I don't get what the fuck is so bad about this movie. It's just an action film. You know what? Wow. I know, that's such a big crime. It's just an action film. Oh man, I got an action film in my Robocop 2. Oh shit, I got an action film. Great! I wish I had more action films today. I wish I had more action films like this today. Yes, I want action films. I love action films. It's just an action film. Yeah, a damn fucking good one. It has good ideas. Oh wow, it's a robot that's big motherfucker with heavy artillery that is addicted to drugs. And so it has to do their bidding so he could get his reward of nuke. Robocane, aka the second Robocop, Robocop 2. That's a cool idea for a villain. And they pull it off and they go through with it. Because it does its bidding. Because you have this mayor, which I like the mayor guy, Willard E. Pugh. P-U-G-H. I'm not sure. Pugh. Because OCP is trying to buy off and they don't want to pay the cops, and the mayor's trying to find a way to pay the cops and all this stuff. So now that Kane is dead, as they think, the kid and this girl has taken over, and they want to be in business with the mayor, and the mayor visits them, and Robocane comes through and cleans house. And you get to see what this thing can do. He cleans house. Robocane is killing these guys, bullet squibs, bloody squibs, killing this guy. There's the girl that he used to know, grabs her head, lifts her ass up in a really, not bloody, but you hear the crunch, like, just fucks up her head. You hear it just crushes her head. And the way it's shot, it's well done. It's like, ooh, shit. Killing people left and right, the mayor just gets out of their skin of his ass. Robocop comes in, finds the kid dead, and I thought the kid says kind of a decent line. Yeah, I'm going to die. It really sucks. And then he dies. Not an annoying kid. Kid does a good job. I didn't think he was that much of, oh, we have to feel sorry for him. It's just, you had a shot earlier where Robocop, for a brief instance, thought of his own kid. And that's really, I thought, what it was. That was the beginning. This is the end of it. If they were doing this thing where Robocop's like, I will get you, Kane, for killing this kid. That's not the case. It's, I'm going to get Kane because look at all the people he killed. He's going to kill others. Kane is dangerous. And then you get the third act, and this entire third act, I'm like, this is a bad movie. What's weird, for some reason, this third act reminds me of Superman 2. And that's kind of how I think of Superman 2. I like the first film more, but Superman 2 is a worthy sequel, like Die Hard 2, like Robocop 2. But Superman 2, Die Hard 2 at least was a hit. It got a lot of good critical notices. 2 thumbs up from Siskel and Ebert. This doesn't get that. It didn't do that well. It still gets shit on. It gets shit on today. Oh, at least it's better than those shitty Robocop sequels. What is so shitty about this? What is so shitty about, okay, the old man unveils this new Detroit and Robo 2. And what is wrong with this badass fight where Robo Kane goes apeshit crazy, is annihilating the entire lobby of people and reporters. Robocop shooting him with this big gun. Kane, let's step outside. Taking a note from Superman 2. Would you like to step outside? Hey, you don't take it from Superman 2. Badass line? Yeah. And both shooting at each other back and forth, back and forth. Well done animation. I thought Phil Tippett did a great job, and his team did a great job with the special effects. I will take these over the fucking CGI video game shit of the remake. I really would. And more stuff happens. Robocop gets an elevator, shoots it, goes up the elevator. Kane is falling down, stops it. He's crawling up the elevator, slams into Robocop. They get onto the roof, sliding down. Robocop, badass, Peter Weller. You're coming with me, Kane. Slams him down all the way to the ground through the street. And Kane is fucking Robocop underneath the street, trying to kill him with this welding thing that fucks up some of his helmet. Like, this welding type thing. Robocop grabs it, gets his pipe, blows it up. He gets out of there. Kane gets out. And Kane, Robo Kane, does some work. He's killing cops here, cops there, blowing up cop cars, blowing up cop vans, blowing up ambulances. Nancy Allen gets to do some stuff, like during when the cops go to the Kane's hideout before they fuck him up. Nancy Allen gets to shoot some guys. Here, she gets in an armored vehicle, slams into Robo Kane to save some cops. So they give her some stuff to do. Hell, a lot more than Robocop 3. Robocop gets Nancy Allen. Hey, give him the nuke. Because he's a drug, uses addiction against him, which made sense. Robocop gets on his back, shoots the back of him, rips his fucking brain out. Goodbye. Slams it on the ground, fucks him up, smashes his brain to pieces. The old man might get away with it, at least for today. And that's what Nancy Allen says. And what's Robocop's last line? Patience. We're only human. So he still has his humanity. He did have his humanity. Like when he tries to kill himself, or he takes the risk to get these bullshit directives out of him. Because, that's his will. Letting his wife go. There's a lot of moments like that in it. There's also badass action scenes. There's a lot of stuff in this movie. There's satire. The whole thing with the council asking stupid shit. Yeah, because the government. Folks, if you think that's stupid what the council does, right now, you got government officials that they have approved anti-gay stuff. If you're gay, you can't get married. If you're gay, these people can, if they don't want you in their building, if they don't want you in their business, they can kick you out. Don't believe me? Look it up. I know a friend of mine said, "Hey, you still have people getting away with they won't serve black people. They won't serve this and that. That's still getting away today in 2014. You have governments doing stupid shit with the internet. Oh, well, you do this and do that, and it'll save the business of entertainment. It'll save this and that. Foolish thinking. The MPAA. Think of the children. It's an R-rated film, but you still gotta think of the children. That doesn't make sense. Exactly. My point exactly. Oh, these kids massacred these other people. It must be video games. Well, what about their family? What about if do they have any friends? What about their no 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 video games? No 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 movies. No 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 Doom. It's the Doom video game. No 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 no. It's Marilyn Manson. No 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 no. We go. That's stupid. Just like we do this council. That's stupid. Exactly. That was the point. And Robocop does seem stupid. Making him rated PG is stupid. And this shows it perfectly. What this made fun of, Robocop 3 did it for real. The Robocop remake did it for real. Pussifying Robocop, this was a joke. It was meant to be a joke, though. And it was funny. Talking Miranda rights to a dead guy. Shooting the shit, almost killing a guy because he's smoking. It's like, did people not get the joke? Or they didn't give a fuck? You got a worthy villain, whether it be Tom Noonan or Robocop. I really love his look. You can't see it well in this. I love his look. I love the fact he's got this slot that can come out, so they can give him these big jars of nuke for his reward. His heavy artillery. One thing I think would have been cool is if Robocop had a team up with Ed 209 to take on Robocop. I wonder how that would have been. Now that I think about that, like he has to program Ed 209, and maybe Robocop beats Ed 209, but Ed 209 gets his licks in, and then Robocop. But I'm fine with it here because Robocop took him on his own. So actually, I prefer this way because Robocop took on his own. But I'm just saying, for a third film, you could have done that instead of the bullshit they did. They could have done that in the third film. Say that idea for, well, I never did, so what do I know? People who say, like, this film is bad, this sequel is bad, Robocop 3 is better, the remake is better. I really don't get why. It's not as human. I saw human elements. It did all the best human elements we could do in the first film, I'm sorry. Without slowing the film down. And it did have some human elements. And you know what? If I can get a fun, entertaining, R-rated, action-packed, badass movie, okay. You can save it for a third film. But they didn't, of course, because they fucked up. I can see Robocop take on a worthy adversary. A Robocop 2 that was bigger, more powerful, more firepower, and you got to kick some ass. Robocop, oh, we gotta make Robocop a badass. He is a badass in this movie. What are people talking about? It's like they didn't see the movie. I'm sorry. You have fun commercials. You have funny stuff. The acting is fine. Tom Noonan, Nancy Allen, Peter Weller. Peter Weller is better than the guy in Robocop 3 in the remake. The R rating and the blood squibs are better than Robocop 3 in the remake. The action scenes with Robocop fucking people up, shooting them in the eye, sniper in the eye. The chase scene with the motorcycle versus van. The destruction by Robocop. That's all better than in the remake or Robocop 3. What is so bad about this movie? What is so bad about this sequel? Yes, the original had a big heart on its sleeve. Robocop 1 will always be the best. But I don't see what the problem is having, hey, you know what? Let's just have a fun, badass sequel. Action movie. I don't see what the problem is with that. Hey, okay, we're going to do a sequel, but let's just make an entertaining badass movie. It still got some heart to it. All the stuff with the wife, all little moments in that. It's got the satire. I just told you what it is. Right in your face. They use their budget well, especially in the finale. They Robocop's kicks ass. Still got the classic design. Oh, a little bit bluish. That doesn't bother me. I don't understand the hate for this film. I really don't understand how Robocop 3 is supposedly better. Or the remake is better. Please feel free to explain what's so bad about this movie. Solid action sequences, solid villain, Peter Weller's solid. The only nitpick I would say is the score. Score's not as good as Robocop 1. They got Pedro Pilladores, it would have been perfect. That's really my only complaint. That's why instead of 5, I would give it 4.5 out of 5. But this film is underrated as hell. This film does not deserve the hate. This film does not deserve the shit that it gets. It's like Predator 2. It does not deserve the shit that it gets. There's no fucking good reason for it. None. Yeah, excuse me for wanting a fun, fast paced, I thought it was fast paced, action movie. It's got good ideas. It's got good satire. It's got some stuff that made me chuckle. P. Willis still does a good job. Solid job. Worthy villain. A fun battle between Robocop and this Robocane. They put a lot of stuff into the less than 2 hour movie. I don't understand the hate for this. I will never understand it. Sorry. If you hate it, fine. You'll never make me believe it. I mean, I'll never understand it. Flat out. That's just my review on Robocop 2. Defending an underrated sequel. And yeah, you know, I know, shame on me. Peter Weller is good, and the rest of the cast do a good job. And it has well done, big action sequences. It has supporting cast does fine. R-rated, bloody, practical bullet squibs, which are impossible to find today. Good special effects. Still got a little bit of heart in it. Not as much as the first film, but it still has a little bit. Still has a little bit of satire. Still has some of those fun commercials. Still has some of those. Has balls. Has good ideas, or at least cool ideas. I would say cool. Hey, Robocane. That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea for a villain. And they didn't shortchange it. So no, I don't get the idea. The whole stuff with the here's your PG Robocop, and look how silly he looks. I thought that was genius. I really do. I think that's genius. It's like, see, that's how silly it would be making him PC. This is how making Robocop PC would be. It'd be stupid. Exactly. Robocop 3. Exactly. Robocop remake. Exactly. Only this treated it like it is a farce on purpose. Robocop 3 tried to be serious about it. Say with the remake. That's why they suck. That's not the only reason, but it's one of them. So for people to say, "Oh, this has no satire," then I guess we just saw two different movies. Because I just got done watching this and I saw it. And at the end of the day, I've repeated this 5 times. Here's number 6. It is an entertaining, R-rated, solid summer blockbuster. And I don't understand the hate this film gets. I never will. And oh well. Again, my only drawback is Leonard Roseman's score. I don't hate it like some people do, but it's definitely not as good as Basil Polidorus. But that's the only thing. So I know it's an hour-long review, but fuck it, this film deserves it. For all the shit it gets, for constant rants or whatever, this movie sucks, it might as well have at least one guy who defends it for an hour. Why not? We'll see you later.